All right, hold on to your hats. It's day 2 of factoring trinomials. So the difference between today and yesterday is that today we are factoring trinomials with 2 variables. So what you're going to see here is you have an x squared, an xy, and a y squared. So this can be very scary to look at first, but we do it in the same way we did the other ones. 2 sets of parentheses. The first set, we factor. We put their factors here and here. So x squared is x times x. The second half, this one and this one, is 8y squared. So remember, we don't really care about the signs to begin with. We look at those later. All right, so we have 8y squared can be 1y and 8y, and 2y and 4y. So like we always said, put the two numbers that are closest together. So 2y and 4y are closer together. So then we just multiply the outsides. So that's 4xy. And we multiply the insides. That's 2xy. And when we add these together, we get 6xy, which is what we're looking for. So since we're adding, their signs have to be the same, and their signs have to be that sign. So they're both negative. And there we go. And then our final check is just to make sure. Our final check, whatever, is just to make sure that this one times this one is this one. So we say negative 2y times negative 4y is a positive 8y squared. And that's it. So our answer is x minus 2y, x minus 4y. And that is all. Okay. All right, finally, so now this one shows us what you should always check first. Remember, always check for our GCF. GCF is the king. Oh, look at how beautiful is that. All right, so we have a 2 that goes into all the numbers. So that's handy. All right. We look for x's. X is not in this term, and y's are not in this term, so there's no letters in the GCF. So our GCF is just 2, and we factor that out. 30y squared. Okay. Now, remember, the 2 just comes down. We're not going to do anything with the 2 from now on, but you have to just keep it in your answer. So now the first 2 factors have to multiply to x squared. So this one and this one have to multiply to x squared, so x times x. And the last 2 have to multiply to 30. Remember, I just don't care about the 30, about the negative. I care about just the 30. So it's 1y and 30y, 2y and 15y, 3y and 10y, 4, 5, 5y and 6y. So we usually try the 2 closest together. Hopefully you see this probably isn't going to work. 5y and 6y, they multiply to 30, but when I multiply 6y and 5y, and then I add them together, I get 11 if I add them, and 1 if I don't. So you should be starting to see that some of these aren't going to work before you even try them. But if you don't, then just keep trying the ones that are closest together. You will eventually get the answer, so that's not the issue. So let's try 3y and 10y. This looks promising. So we do 10 times, so it's 10xy and 3xy. Oh, I think I forgot to do that on the last one. We get 13xy. Oh, that's exciting. That's what we want. Okay, so then we added to get there. So both the signs are plus. And then our final check, and this is where all the fun happens. Our final check is this one times this one needs to be negative 30y squared. Well, that didn't happen. It's positive 30y squared. And if I made them both negative, then I wouldn't have the negative 13. So this is not the answer. So this is just showing you the process, making sure you understand that it's okay if it takes a minute to do these. and then to try something else. So let's try 2 and 15. So it's 2y and 15y. So when I multiply the outsides together, I get 15xy. Multiply the insides together, I get 2xy. So if I add these together, I get 17xy, not what I want. But if I subtract them, I get 13. So I need a positive 13. This has to be positive, so that means the 15, the larger one, has to be positive, and the 2 is negative. So 2 is negative, 15 is positive. Last check, multiply the 2y times the 15y, and we get a negative 30, which is what we were looking for. So the final answer is 2. Remember to always bring that down. X minus 2y and x plus 15y. Okay, finally we have this last one. Checking for your GCF as usual. Okay, no numbers in all of them. But what you should notice is that that there's an A in each of them. So if there's an A in each of them, then A is going to be in our GCF. The lowest exponent on A is A to the first. So A is our GCF. Divide. When we divide, we subtract our exponents. So this is our new thing that we're factoring. Remember, the A needs to follow us down. We get 2 sets of parentheses here. 2 things that multiply to A squared are A and A. And we have to multiply to negative 28b squared. So we have 1 and 28, both having b. Remember, we don't care if it's negative right now. We just care that we get 28. So 2 and 14, 3, 4, and 8, 5, 6. It's not 4 and 8. Oh, Miss Barris. It's 4 and 7. That's okay. Me and my 8s, and just to spite me, it's just not erasing. Sorry, it's 4 and 7. All right, so remember, we start closer together. Me and my 8s and 7s, we have problems. So we try 7. All right, and now we multiply the outsides together. So that's 7ab. Multiply the insides together, 4ab. I usually keep them in alphabetical order so that you don't get confused on whether you can add them or not. So if I add these together, I get 11ab. And if I subtract them, I get 3ab, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 3. So the 3 has to be negative. So I'm going to make the bigger one negative and the littler one positive. And then last check, 4b times 7b is negative 28b. So that's our answer. We got our GCF there. Okay, we're going to be factoring everything tomorrow, everything that we've done so far. But now you should be able to attack ones that have 2 variables on them. All right, have a wonderful day.